I have quite mixed emotions about this resignation. I'm pleased that she's stepped aside. I think the survivors will be pleased, but I'm also angry that it's wasted a lot of time, and the survivors will be upset and angry that the whole process is dragging out far too long. We need to make progress, and we find ourselves nearly at base one again, and we need to get the Home Secretary to put some oomph behind this and actually get a chairman that's suitable and acceptable to the survivors.
Suitable, that may have been a problem, but certainly the Home Secretary seemed convinced that both Fiona Woolf or indeed Baroness Butler-Sloss would have done a perfectly good job chairing this inquiry.
But didn't have the confidence of the survivors of child sex abuse. I mean, these people, both of them, Baroness Butler-Sloss and Fiona Woolf, were far too connected to the establishment, far too connected to people that were involved in some of the allegations around a cover-up some 30 years ago. And what the survivors will tell you, I'm pretty sure about this, is that they won't have this anymore. Many of them were abused 30 years ago, and now they're going to fight tooth and nail to get justice, to get exactly what they want, and they see this inquiry as their opportunity to get some justice, and quite rightly so. And they won't have some patsy from the establishment or from this government being seen as their champion within this inquiry or within government. They want a person of their own choosing that suits them, and why shouldn't they have?
What sort of person would make, in your eyes, and perhaps in the eyes of the survivors as well, for that matter, a decent chairman for this inquiry?
Yeah, I think that's an interesting question. After Baroness Butler-Sloss resigned, I said to the Home Secretary in a very small meeting afterwards that she should use a consultative process to choose her replacement. Had she done that, we would have had somebody more suitable now. And now she's proposing to do exactly what I suggested to her some 2 months ago. That will help survivors have some input into who that chairperson would be. They may well want a more judicial dimension to it, so they might want a judge, somebody with a legal background, but it's not for me to decide that. It's very much for the survivors of child sex abuse to help inform that.
Now, what sort of sense do you get, the kind of qualities, the kind of experience perhaps, that might be best suited to the sort of work chairing this complicated and historic debate?
It is complicated. The top priority is a sense of independence. That's what we have to. That's what we have to have. Somebody who's not connected to anybody, who's done politics previously, who was involved in the shenanigans that went on 30 years ago. So that's the top priority. Some independence, but perhaps they have to have some knowledge of the subject as well. They have to show empathy with the survivors of child sex abuse. These are the sort of attributes that we want in any chairperson that's going to take this forward.